Alright, Matt here, sitting in my car, waiting to go into lunch. Decided to make a video to answer some questions people often ask me about road trips and competition eating, since I'm about to do a 6-hour drive to Charleston, compete in a 2-day competition, and then drive all the way back on Sunday night. And I'm kind of bored right now. Last time I made one of these videos, it was a disaster, so let's hope this one goes slightly better. So the big thing when you have a competition is most of the time there's not going to be a place to get water, so you have to bring your own. So the first most important thing to get, a big gallon of water. This will also help you have some measure of regulating how much you drink during the day. You should be going through at least 3/4 of this during the actual competition. I won't drink from this during the car ride tomorrow, otherwise I'll have to stop every about 20 feet. You'll notice when we go through these foods that there's primarily two categories of macronutrients represented. It's going to be fats and carbohydrates. That's because most of the protein that I'm going to get is going to be from a waste source, so I can quickly digest that, quickly ingest it as soon as I finish a workout, and then I'll have about 30 to 2 hours, 30 minutes to 2 hours in between workouts, so I don't really have a long time to digest something. I really can't eat solid food before or in between workouts, just with my personal stomach. But one thing that I will eat, and this is more for the car trip, is some beef jerky. I usually get a little higher quality than this, but Whole Foods actually didn't have anything that didn't have soy and wheat listed as ingredients. So I went to Publix and found some Oberto. I usually order it off of US Wellness Meats or a site like that. But I don't know if the video will come out, but you can see this, the ingredients on the back. The only one I could find in either store that didn't have soy and wheat listed. The next thing you're going to see are a whole bunch of things like these little sugar bombs, like Larabars, the chocolate chip brownie. I think I had blueberry muffin and cashew cookie in there. These are really good. You look at the ingredients on them, all they have is pretty much dates, some nuts. Like this one just has cashews and dates as the ingredients. So pretty clean, pretty close to paleo. I wouldn't recommend these all the time, but if you're eating a competition, you need to get sugar in your system to replenish that muscle glycogen in between your WODs. And so doing it from as clean a source as possible, something that you've eaten a bunch of times before. Like I've had Larabars pretty much every competition I've ever done. Just make sure that you can have the ability to keep firing. Some other things going along with this, I'm going to eat a lot of these on the ride up. They're sea snacks. Basically, it's just dry seaweed. What's good about this is it has all sorts of iodine, a bunch of micronutrients that you're going to run out of, all the electrolytes. So I'm going to try to load up on these when I drive up, try to prevent some cramping that goes on during the actual competition. I will have an electrolyte powder that I'll throw in with my protein shakes to help with that, but it never hurts to hedge your bets. Another thing are these sweet potato chips. The same company makes some kale chips that are pretty good, but minimal ingredients once again. Not that you can read anything that I just showed you, but another way to get some salt into the system, help replenish some of that sodium, and give yourself a good source of carbohydrates in between workouts. I have a hard time eating. I don't know if it's nerves or if it's whatever, but I have to have some stuff that's hyper palatable during workouts or during these competitions. Otherwise, I won't eat, and I'll just completely burn out. Something for the road trip, we got two varieties of trail mix. This one's just nuts. It's crunchy almonds, macadamia nuts, cranberries, and some spicy ginger. So that's a little thing for me to snack on during the 2 6-hour road drives. And then I got this one that's higher in dried fruits, cashews, cranberries, pineapple, almonds, and macadamia nuts. This is another way to trick myself into getting some actual solid food into the system. It's, as you can see in the bag, there's way more pineapple in there than anything else. So I'll get that sugar. I'll trick myself into eating some fat so I actually get something to help sustain me long term, help with recovery a little bit, and something that'll actually My favorite thing to eat following a workout are these, all they are dates wrapped in coconut. It's pure sugar. I only ever eat these during competitions, but they are amazing, and they almost make the pain of doing 6 wads in a weekend worth it. I will not eat any of those during the road trip up there, but if I don't eat them all during the competition, you can bet your ass that I'm going to finish them off. Same with these dark chocolate covered almonds. I don't know that they're really coming out through the bag. Another thing that I can trick myself into eating during the competition, there's 6 or 7 wads, I'm not really sure, so I'm going to need to be really proactive about what I eat. I'm not sure what I'm going to have, but these are definitely going to be part of it. And then the final thing that I got are some salted dried plantains. Just 2 ingredients listed on here. It's green plantains and palm oil and salt. 3 ingredients. But these are also just basically a sugar and salt bomb to help keep you through the workout. So you can see here, this big pile of stuff is mostly what I'd consider paleo candy. Not recommended for eating during your normal daily activities or just normal training session, except for these sea snacks. I think people should be eating them a lot more often, people including myself. But that's what I'll have for a competition, and I'll save it pretty much just for competitions like that. So it gives you something to look forward to when you're pushing yourself. You can actually eat a little bit of junk food, keep it clean, keep it stuff that you don't need to refrigerate. All these things can just sit in my car in a bag and survive more or less. Keep it simple and never try anything new during a competition that you haven't eaten at least once before during normal training.